YouTube, what is up? Pocket Profit coming back with another video. Today, guys, in this video, I'm going to be showing you 5 items that I sold on eBay. Now, if you guys are new to the channel and you want to learn more about eBay, Amazon, online business, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell notification, get notified when I put a video out just like this one, or when I go live and you guys can ask me questions right then and there. But let's go ahead and get started in this video. So, as you guys can see, the first item that I sold is a bread and butter item for me. I pick these up all the time because they sell consistently, and I've been preaching it for like ever. You guys need to look out for these items or anything like these items, and that is this Yahtzee handheld game. You guys, I've sold tons of these, tons and tons and tons of these. They sell, and they sell really well for a good markup. And why I say that is I find these all the time for $1 to $2, or I find them in free boxes at garage sales. Like, no joke, they're everywhere. Garage sales, thrift stores, everywhere. They're just out of the sky. They're raining down out there, you guys. You guys should be looking out for these and selling them. So yes, the first item that I sold was a handheld Yahtzee. Mine was the complete black one here. As you can see, they make different models. There's a black one, there's this clear black, and then there's gold and a bunch of different other ones, like this red one as well. And they all, I'm not joking, guys, all of them, I've sold them all, and they sell really well. So so this is the first item that I bought for $1. I'm not joking. I find them for $1.99, 50 cents all the time. So make sure you guys are looking out for these Yahtzees. You know, other handheld games, you know, solitaires with big screens, solitaires that are with the light, where they like turn on and they have a light so you can play it in the dark. People love these handheld games and they will buy them forever, I swear. They're just super, super cool. I mean, there's phones that you could probably download Yahtzee on, but you know, older people like them. Stocking stuffers, just really, really good item, and you guys should be looking for them. I consistently sell them all the time. So that was item number 1, was this black. Mine was this completely black handheld Yahtzee game that I got for $1, and I sold mine for $11. And you look at 12, 11, 12, 10, 10, 11. So right around there is a really good price point. Make sure you guys are looking for. All right, so the second item I sold on eBay is another like toy item. It's a little bit more work to sell it, just because you got to clean it and make sure it's sanitized and everything, because it's for kids. And that is this Leapfrog fridge farm set. I've sold this a whole bunch of different times, and there's a couple different models. As you guys can see, this one has the chick on it, and this one has the Tad, the banjo playing Tad or whatever. Now, it's super important to know the difference with these guys, because a lot of times at Goodwill, Savers, or whatever, they're bagging these toys up, and you gotta make sure you get all 5 pieces, just because it's gonna complete the set and you're gonna get more money for it. Could you probably sell it with 1 or so missing? Yeah, I just don't advise it, because the pricing is gonna be a lot less. Because these are like obviously the most important part. They make the machine, you know, go, and they just, you know, whatever animal, and it makes the noise and blah 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 blah. Anyway, super important. But a huge thing to remember with these guys, before I forget, is the pieces for the Tad and the chick are not interchangeable. You cannot take a part from Tad and use it in the chick base. It will not work. They do not work. So remember that the blue right here on the chick means you have to have the blue pieces on the back of the animals. And like I said, it's super important to remember that, because when you're at these thrift stores, sometimes they'll get multiples of these kinds. They'll get the chick, they'll get the Tad, and the workers won't know that they are different, and they'll just put them in whatever bag for whatever reason. And I've had it before where I didn't look close enough, and I got home and 1 or 2 of my animals were the wrong parts to the wrong base that I had bought. So make sure you guys are really looking at that. Blue goes with the chick, and then the all green back goes with the Tad. Super important to remember that. Also, remember, you guys, these are kids' toys, and you're selling them used, so you gotta make sure you clean them really, really well, and you sanitize them. It's super important, because you know, if you were a parent, I'm not a parent, but if you were a parent and you got an item and there's some dirt or just didn't look clean, you would not give it to your kid probably. You'd send it back, return it, or get a neutral negative feedback. So super, super important. You know the audience that you're sending, and obviously they should know it's coming used, and so if it's scratched up a little bit, that's fine, but make sure you really clean it, sanitize it, make it very clean, because if you don't, you know, it's not going to be good down the road. So make sure you guys are looking and cleaning these, and make sure you guys are really looking at them. But anyway, but I find these all the time. I sold this one I got for $25. I got it for $4 at a Savers in a bag. It was all just ready to go, all the pieces in there. It actually was pretty clean. Make sure you guys are looking, because these bases, they start to yellow after a while, and I highly recommend, if they're really grungy yellow, just don't even bother. You want a little bit of yellowing is fine, but once you guys see what I'm talking about, you'll understand. Like when they get really dingy and yellow, I would just pass them up. But unless they have the pieces and it's cheap enough, because you can sell just the pieces as well for a good markup. But anyway, but make sure these are nice, crispy white as you can get them. But like, here's a good example. This person didn't have the base, and they were still able to sell, you know, the pieces for $12 with $5 shipping. So even finding the pieces complete is really nice as well. So yeah, this person sold for about what I sold it for, $25. This one again was just the pieces. Here's another one at $29, $22, $27, $23, $18. So as you guys can see, they do sell pretty well and pretty quick. Just really make sure you clean them, and really make sure you sanitize them and make them really nice for the customer. I'm sure you guys are going to do that anyway, but just take a second to really go over this stuff, because they're going to give it to the kids, and you don't want that headache. Trust me, you just don't. So look out for those. Other Leapfrog stuff, just make sure you look it up. They do letter sets, number sets, word whammers, airplanes, just a bunch of different stuff. So make sure you guys are on the lookout for these kind of stuff, because they do sell very, very well. All right, so item number 3, the third item was some Dansko shoes. Now these are super, super popular in like the nursing community and all those sort of places, and people love these shoes. I guess they're just crazy comfortable. They're like fashionable. They're closed shoe. I don't know. I just know I used to work at a hospital, and people buy the crap out of these things. And no joke, like I think new, they're like $150 pairs of shoes. I know, right? $150 pairs of shoes, just crazy, crazy, crazy. But you got to just make sure you're looking out for the really stylish design ones. Those are going to be the most desirable, just because they're funky, or they look like snake skin or whatever. Just the more designs on them, the better. And I'm sure you guys know that for other stuff as well. But they do sell really well. So like, I mean, like there's cheaper versions. Like this one sold for $30. This one, you know, not too much. It was on auction. This one got $40. 56. See, this is a really cool metallic looking design. Got 56. Here's one close to 30. 30. You know, like pretty decent. But I have seen some go really expensive. Like here's a $71 one, which is pretty high. This is a little different that they got 33 for. So anyway, Dansko shoes are really, really good. Look for them, but make sure you get them cheap if they're just very plain and basic. The ones I sold had a little bit of a swirl design, but they were pretty plain, pretty basic. But very, 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 very good condition. Like almost new. I swear the person wore them like once. But I got them for $3, and I sold mine for $29. $29 free shipping. So not a lot of profit on it, but it sold very quickly. And like I said, it was very basic, very plain. Like this one is like all almost like black or burgundy. This one's just straight black. Mine wasn't like completely like this. It had a little bit of flair to it, but really not a whole lot. So I was okay with the price, and I sold them. Moving on to the next item, make some profit. Not a big deal. And these fit in a the ones I have fit in a flat bubbler, flat rate bubbler. So it cost me like $7 to ship, which was pretty cheap. Otherwise, it would have cost me like $9 to $10 to ship them. So not a bad deal. Just, you know, sell them, get them on their way, and then move on to the next item. So make sure you guys, like I said, are looking for these Dansko shoes, these clogs or whatever they want to call them. But really look out for the crazy colors, the ornate, the snake skin looking ones. Those ones are going to do the best. Very, very cool item. Make sure you guys are looking for them. All right, so the fourth item I sold. Okay, now this is the Canon AT camera. Now I sold it, untested. It was banged up, you guys, like not good looking at all. But I got it for $1, and I was just kind of rolling the dice. I figured it was gonna sell, but I didn't really know for how much. But it was not good looking at all. It did have the lens on it, but let me tell you, it didn't look good. Like, you look through the lens, and there was particles everywhere of this and that, dusty. It just didn't look good at all. But it was $1. Okay. Now what you guys got to realize is cameras like this, people restore them, they collect them. A lot of people don't care if they work or not. They just really want that steel front looking cameras to put on a wall or whatever it may be. So aesthetically pleasing, if someone cleaned it up, probably, and they might not even wanted to use it or anything. They just want it as decoration, art, whatever the case may be, and there's value in that. So for me, it was $1, and I didn't care. Okay, I knew, I made sure to put untested. I know nothing about these cameras. Didn't take anything apart, may not work at all, banged up, scratched up, whatever. I put it all in there, letting them know, like, hey, I have no idea what's gonna go on with this camera. I'm just letting you full on know that when you buy this, who knows, that you could touch it and it could go to dust, basically. I don't know. And I really wanted to state that just because, like I said, I do not know much about these kind of cameras. I didn't want to get into it. It was $1. I just wanted to flip it quick. But I threw it on auction just to see what would happen, because sometimes for whatever reason people bid, or somebody knows something more than I do, a certain model or something like that, or a professional camera, whatever the case may be. And you guys, it wasn't overwhelming, guys. It sold for $15. Okay. Woo, $15 with a little bit of shipping. I put a little buffer in there, and it did sell for $15 with a little bit of shipping. So, I made out just fine for the $1 investment. No return, hopefully, and untested as is. Parts of repair, blah 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 blah. Made sure I stated it, put it in there, bolded. You can't not say you saw it. So, like I said, $1. But make sure you guys are looking out for these steel face cameras, especially the Canon. Now, there's the AE one or whatever I think it is, that actually is really desirable, and if it's working condition can go for like 100 or more. So just it's worth it to look at these. Now, if they're plastic cameras, obviously junky plastic ones, no, but these steel face, especially if it's name brand like Canon or something, just take the time to look at it, look it up. Just type in the model number, and you'll be surprised sometimes what some are worth and what's the value on some of those stuff. So make sure you guys are looking at those. But like I said, it was $1. It was $1. Kind of rolled the dice, and it worked out. Not a huge profit, couple bucks, but hey, I'll take a couple bucks. Not a big deal. All right, so the last item number 5, is kind of in the same category as this Canon camera. Now, I really wanted to touch on this because a lot of times when I talk to people, or I'm out shopping and I see other people, whatever, they when they get an item, right, and it doesn't work, or they can't figure it out or whatever, they a lot of times throw it away, okay, or they donate it back or whatever, and they don't realize that there's value in just parts and pieces, or value in someone else taking the time to fix it. Now, I want to touch on that just because this last item is a good example for what happened and what I did to remedy, to actually make some money on an item, instead of what some other people do where they just throw it away, it doesn't work, whatever. Now, that is on some TI-83 Plus calculators. Okay, now I buy these things whenever I can find them, and I get lucky. Hopefully the luck continues. I find them for like $4, $3, $6 at thrift stores. Now, people are afraid to buy stuff like this some of the time because they can't test it in the store. So when you find one of these at a thrift store, I've seen people where they've picked it up before me, and they try to turn it on, and there's no batteries, and they're like, and they set it down and they leave it, and I pick it up and I buy it every time, because there is value in if it's not working still, if it's parts, if there's whatever, and they still will sell because someone will take the time to either fix it or try to fix it for the profit flip. They're willing to risk it. Now, I'm pretty good at fixing these kind of calculators. I've done it a bunch of different times, but I got 2 recently that, you know, obviously you try the batteries, open it up, you know, a bunch of other stuff. There's a bunch of different fixes you can do, and they just wouldn't work. They were either way too corroded, or something was wrong with the motherboard or whatever. Like, I tried everything that I could think of, and they wouldn't work. They just wouldn't work. But I spent a total of $8 on them, right? I spent a total of $8 on both of them, and I still made money, you guys. I put 2 of them in a lot, as is, parts of repair, not working, won't turn on, blah 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 blah, like all the spiel. You know, I'm not trying to rip anybody off. I'm just giving them the spiel, like not working, can't figure it out, blah 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 blah, and put it for auction. I had like a 99-cent starting bid with like a couple dollars shipping, just to protect myself for whatever reason. And I just went with it, and I sold my 2 calculators not working at all. Like I said, it wasn't like this one was the black screen. Like, I know how to fix that, or you do the whole second down arrow. Like, I did all that. It wasn't that. It literally wouldn't even turn on, nothing on the screen, whatever. And I sold mine for $27 still, with a little bit of shipping. And I still made money, you guys. So I just want you guys to think of that. Sometimes you're going to get stuff, a Game Boy or a video game or a calculator or something that you hoped it worked and it just doesn't work. And instead of just throwing it away, look at for parts, for repair, look at parting it out yourself. There's so many different things you can do instead of just throwing it away and losing money on it. So that's just something I really wanted to touch on, really wanted to get you guys thinking about. I do this all the time with video games. I do it with, obviously, calculators, a bunch of different stuff. So make sure you guys are really looking at for parts and used for repair items instead of just throwing stuff away. But that's it, you guys. That is all I got for you today. I hope you guys liked the video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button. Also, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification, get notified when I put a video out just like this one or when I go live. But that is all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Pocket Profit out.